that was very important. Sometimes you guys don't realize what impact you have on the people that you're around because you've been living with yourself day to day to day to day, and you're becoming more. People are seeing you different. People are respecting you different. And sometimes you don't even realize yourself who and what you are have an impact on a lot of people that you're around, okay? So you guys have to be very mindful, okay, of what you're doing, how you look, how you dress, how you act, what you do in front of the people that you're around. This includes doing stuff that's not necessarily great looking for our business. Let's start acting like millionaires. Let's start thinking like millionaires. Let's start being millionaires before we get there and stuff like that. That's what I had to do, okay? I had to start talking about millions before there was millions. I had to start talking about big checks before there was big checks. I had to start talking about big business before there was big business, okay? Let's start being more than what we are, and at the same time, let's be mindful of what we are. There's a couple of ways to recruit that I just want to remind you of here. No question, one way is first line recruiting. But there's also what's called secondary recruiting. So my goal always was, after I went through my circle of influence, doing every single thing I could to try to first line recruit, which meant I was doing everything, by the way. And for those of you that don't do everything, you should at least know everything as leaders so that you can pass out the menu to everybody. What do I mean by that? Some of you, if you don't ever learn this, fine. Can you get rich without what I'm telling you? Yes. Can you get richer with what I'm going to tell you? No question about it. Some of you are good at only handing out flyers. That's what you are good at. Some of you are good at only doing flyers to get first line recruiting going on. Some of you are good at only getting people in front of the HBN network, and that's what's making it happen for you. Some of you are good at just getting people one-on-one. You do presentations one-on-one, okay? And that's what gets you first line recruiting. Some of you are good at doing this mailing program that you got going on, okay? This direct mail response deal that some of you are doing out here in the audience. And that's what's making it score for you, okay? There's a lot of different things. Some of you only recruit off your buttons. But I'll tell you what you're going to make a big mistake at as leaders if you don't know. Knowing the menu. See, if you only continually be good at flyers, and that's all you ever tell anybody about, flyers, 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 flyers. Guess what? Out of 10 people, there's going to be 7 of them that don't like flyers, that join your companies. And there's going to be, because they're all going to be different types. Some are going to like flyers. Some are going to like ads. Some are going to like one-on-one. Some of them are going to like the buttons. Some are going to like watching the television set. Some of them are going to like doing one-on-ones or using the direct mailing program. They're all going to like doing different things. And unless you know the menu, your advantages go way down on how you can attract people to the company. So make sure that you, even if you're not using the menu, that you know how to tell somebody about the menu. See, it doesn't make any difference if you don't use the menu. See, there's lots of stuff, myself personally, I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do this direct mail program that some of you are doing. I couldn't do it. Me personally, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that I wouldn't do it. Okay? Me personally, I love the flyers. Me personally, I love the advertisements. Advertisements is how I built my business, okay? Talking first line here right at the moment. That's what I love to do. But that's not the only thing I teach. Because if I did, guess what some people would have not done? Ads and flyers. Because some of my people didn't have the money to do the ads. Some of them were scared to answer the telephones. But they would put on their button because it was already in their kit and paid for. And they actually got to the president's team through the button retailing the product, and they mostly retailed the product and then turned them into distributors and got to the top. And that's how they got to the top. So make sure as leaders, when you're doing your training classes, that you know enough about the menu so that you can attract every kind of person that there is so that you can put them all on stage so that they can all tell the results of the different parts of the menu so that somebody in the audience says, I like that. If that guy can do it, I can do it. That's a secret. Now see, make sure that you get that one, because you don't get the menu. It's not that you can't get rich. It just means that you're not going to get rich as quick. Why has Mark Hughes been able to become so incredibly wealthy? Because I am so incredibly free and loose oriented. I'm not fixed to anything. It doesn't make any difference to me as long as it's ethical, as long as it's not against the law, as long as it's not tricking somebody, as long as it's got to do with using the products, wearing something means anything. A button, a cap, a flyer, a sign, it doesn't make any difference. It's the concept. And as long as you're talking to me means anything that's talking. Talking means talking. So, but if you get fixed to something, I've heard people say to me, well, listen, bad deal about this direct mail program and stuff like that. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a mailing program, okay? There's nothing wrong with it, okay? There's nothing wrong with this particular method of operation or that method of operation or this method of operation. Here's the only problem that there ever is with any particular method of operation. Is if you start doing something other than what's in the philosophy. For instance, like trying to change the marketing concept. In other words, you add something to the marketing plan or add something extra to the concept that tries to make you some little extra money someplace, somehow, somewhere. Like, for instance, maybe books and tapes, okay? And you start making that one of the issues of your program, and you make that one of the big deals instead of using the products, wearing the button, and talking to people. Or making money on the meetings, or making money any other way. See, as long as you keep it flexible and it stays within the concept, that's important, because then you're able to get anybody. And that means when I say talk about this philosophy, I'm very serious about it, okay? Because anything that you do outside of the norm, okay, other than using, wearing, and talking, you're going to make a serious mistake. Making anything other than the issue of those three things, and you're going to make a mistake, okay? You could say, use, wear, talk, and then religion. I don't care what your religious beliefs are, okay? Have every kind of religious belief you want to. But if you start making that part of your pitch, okay, and you start making that part of your program, guess who you just didn't get? We have one mission here in Herbalife, if you haven't recognized it. It is making a better world for people to live in, taking better nutrition to the world, okay? That is our mission statement, okay? Everybody's got the freedom of believing in everything that they want, okay? But it's not use the products, wear the button, use the products, wear the button, talk to people, and see the Pope, okay? Because when it's use the products, wear the button, talk to people, see the Pope, guess who you're not going to get? The Jewish community. You see, the Arabics that are going to be involved in the company, okay? Any kind of person that you want to talk about. It's freedom of your choice to do with whatever your life that you want it to be. But if you really want to affect the world, you got to be loose about it and not put out your other hang-ups on other people. Now, here's another little thing. If you guys want to inspire your group, seriously inspire them. Because there is a little trick to inspiring your group. Everybody says, well, is it the incredible motivation talks that you get and stuff like that? Sure, that could be inspiring. But if what you're saying is not matching what's going on, then you're not very inspiring. All the way to the way your waistline looks, all the way to the way your face looks, to what's happening around your life. Why was Mark Hughes inspiring? Because one, my pitch. But pretty soon, everything that I was pitching, I started doing. When I first got Herbalife started, all I had was a white jacket and a nice little pair of black pants and a red tie. And I felt it was so cool, that white jacket, those black little pants and that red tie. Oh, plus I had, in my little office, I had white carpeting. I don't know why I thought white carpeting was cool, because about 3 weeks into the program, everybody had stepped on it so much, the office really looked ugly, okay? But I had this beautiful, and by the way, for the very first time, about 6 months ago, after 16 years, I bought a white jacket again with some black pants. But I'll tell you one thing I didn't get was a red tie, because I don't want to ever remember what that outfit was like again. And I kept wearing that outfit, and I finally got, and I was pitching, and I finally got myself a black velvet coat. I'll never forget getting that black velvet coat, and everybody in Herbalife all of a sudden had a black velvet coat. It was amazing. Doug was getting one, Dennis was getting one, and everybody's getting a black velvet coat all of a sudden, just because I had changed my clothes. And I'll never forget, I drove up in my brand new Eldorado, and all of a sudden everybody wanted brand new Cadillacs. See, I didn't just tell my group to go, go, go. I kept going myself. I always outproduced them at the meetings. I always brought more people to the meetings than they did. I always outsold more retail than they did. I was outdoing them in everything. Why? Because through example is how you're inspiring. If you want to just go out there and pitch, go ahead. But if you pitch and you start making things reality, you'll become inspiring. That is inspiring. What has inspired so many people around me? Mark Hughes keeps going. Then it was my very first condo. No, none of my guys had ever seen a beautiful condo. I had that little rinky-dink condo on the beach and stuff like that. But to me, it was like a giant mansion. That thing was big enough. I mean, we could fit that in my wife's bathroom today, okay? But to me, it was like the biggest mansion that had ever been around, okay? And pretty soon I had my first little condo, and I was very good at finagling everything, trust me. I mean, I was a massive.
Let's get it popping. It's already recording, actually. Boom! Welcome to the Game Time Call, you guys. Super fired up. Obviously, Jerry Cooper, active Royal team member. Been in the business 5 years and a little bit of change. I don't know how many months, but that's not important. 5 years. It's been one crazy hell of a ride. If you guys were listening to the call, Mark Hughes was giving some good nuggets, some things that I embody personally. Not realize, and this is something that I'm really starting to come to terms with now that the team is starting to create more depth, more width and more depth, is that people look at the up like, okay, for example, right, this is how it's going to be, right, as you guys start to build your team. First of all, Amanda, what's going on? LaKayla, what's up? Jorge, what's going on? Andrew, what's up? Takesha, what's up? Hensley, what's popping? Isis, what's going on? Maricel, what's up? Brandon, what's going on? Yeah, so as you start to create the width, right, the first step is you creating width. Then by you creating so much width, then the depth starts to happen secondary after that, right? It's always safety in numbers, always want to sponsor more people. But definitely that's the order that it goes in, right? So as you start to create depth, there's going to be people on your team that you don't know. There's going to be people on your team that you don't have a connection with. They're going to have a connection with their sponsor, right? Or maybe that person's sponsor. So that person may be 3 or 4 lines away from you. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing that comes with having the 3rd, 4th, 5th lines, right? And obviously continuously down, is that the person that you are, the person that you had to become to create the, I don't know what happened, but all right, cool. I'm back. So obviously picking up from where I believe I got cut off at. So with becomes the third, fourth, fifth, and beyond lines, right? So because you don't have a connection with them, because of the person that you had to be to create the depth necessary for that to even be possible, you guys got to realize that that person, that fourth line person, that fifth line person might look at you as like, hey, oh my God, not necessarily oh my God like celebrity, but I see you. You created this. This is what's up. This was popping, right? And so you have to create you have to be the person before the person. You know what I'm saying? You have to be the pin before the pin. You have to be the person that is the inspiring person. You have to be the no matter what person. You have to be the person that always shows up. So therefore, in turn, you can have the depth to have that person in the fifth, sixth, seventh line look at you like, yo, that person's super inspiring. That person, I can always count on that person to be there. I can always look at that person for inspiration. I can always look at that person as my rock as far as the business if I'm ever getting lost. Does that make sense? Right? So you have to be that first before the person under you looks like that or looks up to you like that. But the thing about it, like I'm saying, is I'm only starting to realize it just because it's now starting to become that much depth in the business for me personally. And I wish that for you guys, but to create that, you have to be that person first, as I said. And like he was saying too, saying go group go, right? It's kind of like, how valid is it for me to say, hey, you guys got to do high volume. Hey, you guys got to sponsor more people. Hey, you got to show people the opportunity. And it's like, I'm sitting at home every day, not doing anything. My volume's never high. I'm never qualifying for everything or anything. I'm not sponsoring anybody new. It's basically like, I'm just telling y'all what to do without me actually putting it into action. So it makes it feel like, one, a job. Two, how can I listen to you and you're not doing it? Three, you're not doing anything. So therefore in time, I'm going to go look for something else. You know what I'm saying? Or look to somebody else, right? So I always make it a point to never let anybody on the team do more volume than me personally. And Amanda was talking to me about this the day I said that. She's like, why would you want people to? And it's not the fact that I don't want people to. I would love for people to beat me. But if my mindset is saying, hey, I'm going to do the most volume out of everybody, for you to beat me is going to take a higher level thinking than it takes for me to do what I'm currently doing. You see what I'm saying? If I'm talking about, yo, you're not going to do higher than me, and you actually do, that means you was probably more than likely busting your ass. And then you were busting your ass, yes, that helps me with the check, obviously, but it's not about me, it's about you. Because if you did high volume, that means you've been having high retail, you've been having high clients, you've been getting a lot of money in your PayPal account. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about me. Yes, if you want to beat me is going to take you making more money. So if that's what you want, come on, let's race. I'm down. If you want to do more volume than me, I'm putting it on the table right now. If you want to do more volume than me, say it and we can race. Because essentially, if you're doing more volume than me, you're going to make money. Raise your hand if you got on this call because you want to learn how to make more money. As the hand goes up immediately. Yeah, check it out. We didn't get on this call for laughs. Obviously, laughs are going to take place, but you want to learn how to make money. So if you want to learn how to make money, challenge somebody, healthy competition to say, hey, you're not going to do more volume than me this month. Hey, I'm going to get more clients than you. Hey, I'm going to get more preferred members than you. Hey, I'm going to sign up more distributors than you, right? Have a healthy competition. Therefore, in turn, it creates momentum, because the momentum is what creates cuts. The momentum is what creates the team. The momentum is what creates those legendary moments at these events as we're coming up to like extravaganza. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's the middle of the month. What's today, the 17th? Tell me if I'm right. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Going back to that, if you celebrate or whatever the case is. The checks dropped, right? Raise your hand if you got a check from Herbalife this month. Amanda, Jorge, and nobody else. So listen, Raise your hand if you would like to receive a check from Herbalife next month. Right. Okay, cool. We got some activity going on. All right. I remember when I first got my check and I didn't even know what was going down, y'all. So it was like, yeah, I remember because my first event was LDW, right? So remember, you guys, I started doing the business seriously in January. I qualified to supervisor by the day before LDW. I went to LDW. That whole time I was ignorance on fire. Saw LDW, saw the structure, came out of that, started signing people up, right? I still, even though I understood what was going on as far as, yeah, sign people up, get them going, I didn't necessarily realize that, yeah, you sign people up and get them going, you're going to get a check next month, right? I didn't necessarily realize that. So just by me doing the work that was required, right? I remember I got my first check, right? The month after, so what, May, right? So I remember, and it was like $263, right? And let me tell you what, I was so fired up because I remember the job that I worked before that, I was working at Mountain Mike's Pizza, right? And I was getting paid maybe like $9.75, something like that, right? And so working 30 hours throughout the week, it wasn't full time, right? But it was like, 30 hours, damn, there should have been full time. Getting a check for 2 weeks, about $250, right? If you're getting paid $9.75, I'm like, hold up, bruh. Like, now at the time, I didn't realize that wasn't that much money just because that was my first job. But then I realized, look, I was doing Herbalife for a few months. Now I signed some people up. I started to help some other people get paid. Now by me helping other people get paid and my beach is having fun, me getting results, me going out and helping other people get results, I can make almost the same amount that I was getting at Mountain Mike's. Now this is the thing. I knew I wasn't getting a raise at Mountain Mike's unless I was going to become the manager. This is the thing. Raise your hand if your dream was to be the manager at Mountain Mike's Pizza. Raise your hand high so we can see if that was your dream. That wasn't my dream. So I understood that if I was going to get more money from Mountain Mike's, I needed to go higher in Mountain Mike's. That wasn't what I was trying to do, right? But I understood that if I help more people get paid inside of Herbalife, then my check will get higher, which has nothing to do with my personal production, my personal income that I make by helping clients. But if I help more people on my team make money, then the next month when I get a check, I'll be compensated for it. That's what I understood. So obviously, okay, cool. For me to get a higher check, I need to get more people paid. To get more people paid, I need to have enough people in position. To have enough people in position, I must talk to enough people, to sponsor enough people, to have enough people that will say, hey, yes, I want to make money with you. So therefore, in turn, the check can happen. Does that make sense? Right. So what does it come down to? Talking to more people, right? As I say that every week, that's just what it comes down to. But I just need to make it clear that, yes, social media is awesome. Yes, referrals is awesome. But you as the individual business owner of your business, right? If you want to make a substantial amount of money, life-changing money, career level money, is going to take you, everybody on the call that's on here right now and watching it in the future, to go out and talk to people and let them know about A, the possibility of getting results, and 2, the possibility of doing this business, which comes with part-time income to full-time income, whichever in between, whatever your prerogative is, right? Distributor and client, people need to know that that's available. So going off last week, who worked on their 30-second story? We talked about it last week. Raina, did you work on your 30-second story, Raina? Okay, it's cool. We want to hear your improv right now. So let me go ahead and do this. Skirt. All right. Oh, you got a dog in the background. Nice. Okay, cool. So, Raina, we want to hear your 30-second story. Before Herbalife, when Herbalife happened, how you're feeling now, results-wise or business-wise, your choice.
Okay, so before Herbalife, I was pretty much tired all the time. I was drained. I was just not where I needed to be physically or mentally. I switched jobs, met my upline, to the product first, and I just 62 pounds down. I feel the difference, and I'm just kind of everywhere, kind of changing, mentally, spiritually, just kind of reconnecting to where I needed to be, and yeah, that's where I'm at.
Nice. That was great. Awesome. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, Brandon. That was a nice 30-second story. Just to make it a little bit more powerful, just make it clear that, I met my sponsor, my upline, wherever I met them. I got started on the products because I was consistent. I dropped 62 pounds and I feel amazing. So now, boom, more clarity, feel great. Awesome, right? Just make it clear that I started on the products 62 pounds so people can make that connection. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, great 30-second story. Essence, we would love to hear your 30-second story. Before Herbalife, when Herbalife found you, and where you're at today. Results. Yes, we want to hear your results. We can't hear you. Make sure that your microphone is connected. Nope. Nope. Can't hear you. You know what? We're going to come back to you. Okay. You fix that on your end, and we're going to come back to you real quick. It's all right. Boom. LaKayla, 30-second story.
Okay. Before Herbalife, I was sluggish, no energy, bad eating habits. Followed Jerry, was watching him, hit him up, wanted to change my life, wanted to lose weight, went over my goals with him, ordered my products, signed up because I wanted to travel, because I said, you guys are always out and traveling and everything. I'm like, how do I get to extravaganza, basically? And he was like, sign up. And I signed up, and yeah, now I am currently pressing my reset button again.
Cool. Perfect. So, you know what I'm saying? That is exactly how you want to share your 30-second story. Before, when it happened, where at now. Perfect. Essence, yo, stuff still ain't working. No, clearly not. So what you got to do is, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna just go put this out there for anybody. You're on your phone, right? I'm imagining. So you see on the bottom where it says like stop video, mute, or whatever. You want to damn near click the microphone and click connect internet audio, whatever. And then it should be able to go from there. But if not, you know what I'm saying? We're just going to have to do this another time. But yeah, so going back to what's going on. So look, face-to-face, right? Going back to what we were talking about face-to-face. It's real. It's what's going on. You need to do face-to-face because face-to-face is real, right? So I said the other day, I don't know if I said it or whatever, but me and Angelica, right? We ended up going to do face-to-face before me and her.
Oh, wait, can you hear me now?
Oh, we got action.
Wait,
yes. Go ahead.
So much. I had to go to my settings and then, okay,
Yeah.
This is too much.
Boom.
Okay, I'm here. I'm alive.
All right. So before Herbalife, when Herbalife found you.
Okay, like, come on,
Herbalife.
dude. You know that's like 6 years long.
30 seconds.
Okay, well, this is 6 years long. Okay, we'll try. I met Jerry in 2013. Okay, anyways, I'm a BSer. Stay tuned. I'm coming this week. I'm a member right now. I'm going to be a distributor in the next probably 24 hours after 6 years. LOL. Anyways, remix. I don't know how many like pounds, but like I'm like ready. I'm fired up. I'm horrible. I'm
part of
fired.
it for sure, definitely.
Okay, but look, check this out. We come in, so just that's all I need to say. 24 hours. Be ready. Be there. Be square.
Bet it. Cool. Awesome.
Babe.
So
Wait, you
we go.
muted me.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm going
listen.
back. Bye.
You. Yeah. So we gonna So me and Helica did face to face right before we worked out. And so I believe it was her first time doing face to face. So she was like nervous or whatever about it, right? Which is fine, you know what I mean? Like, of course, I understand for the first time, you know, it's kind of nerve wracking to do face to face. So we went to the mall. I told her, I said, yo, go ahead and go first. She was like, no, I can't do it. You have to go ahead and go first. I'm like, all right, it's good. I ain't tripping. So let me tell you, one, I had to be confident because she was with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like I'm not confident, but it's like, okay, she was with me. I'm the upline. Like, you feel me? You got to have the part played. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, cool. Walk in the Foot Locker, right? And if Angelica watches this call later, she'll actually, well, whatever, you guys might be able to talk to her about it. But it was like, okay, I'm ready to talk to somebody, We walk in, and it was just like the vibes was down. It was just like, yeah, actually not going to talk to in here because nobody's feeling the vibe. People just staring. So it really wasn't a good place to talk to anybody. So we went out, we went to another store. And I basically told her, like, yo, listen, we're not going to leave the mall today without at least talking to or getting one number, right? So we go into Ulta, I believe the name of the store is the makeup store, right? So we go in there, and there's not many people in there. And I'm just like, damn, right? But I'm like, yo, I'm going to get a number. So I just walked up to the cash register lady, and I'm like, yo, what's good? You feel me? So I started, I told her the spiel. I just became a health coach in the area, right? Yada, 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 right? And she was like, oh, yeah, I haven't worked out in like 6 months or whatever. And I'm like, listen, that's cool. Do you eat food? Yeah, I eat food. Okay, cool. This is what I do. I help people with nutrition and everything like that so I can help them lose weight and then get them motivated to then get into the gym. By me saying it like that, because it is the thing. I could have got shut down just by saying, oh, I haven't been to the gym in 6 months. She was trying to cut me off at that point when she was all like, yeah, I was like, oh, do you work out? Do you have fitness goals? What do you want your body to look like by summer 2019? She's all like, no, I haven't been to the gym in 6 months. I ain't got no time. Boom. She was trying to cut me there. I had to be like, well, listen, do you eat food? Because remember, we're not trainers. We're not personal trainers, right? Even though Jorge does do personal training, right? Even though Keisha does do personal training, right? As Herbalife distributors, we're not trainers. We're Herbalife health coaches. So therefore, in turn, if you don't go to the gym, that's fine. I can still help you with nutrition. So, yo, do you eat food? Yeah, I eat food. Well, listen, I can help you with the healthy shakes. Yada, yada, yada. She was like, oh, that's okay. That's kind of interesting. And I was like, yo, do you have Instagram? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay, boom. Exchange Instagrams. Got it, right? Awesome. So at that point, Angelica, one, saw me do it, which is not that hard. It was probably a 1 minute, 2 minute conversation. But two, gave me the confidence to be like, okay, I got my first one in. Now I'm ready to talk to anybody, right? So we start walking again, and now I'm telling her, like, yeah, let's go. She's still kind of nervous. I'm like, man, I'm about to talk to the next person I see. Look right, walked in the Foot Locker, approached the lady at the cash register, boom, started talking to her immediately, right? As I'm talking to her, the guy comes over and hears what I'm saying too, so I'm talking to both of them, right? Luckily, because I'm such a great assist man, John Stockton, Chris Paul, LeBron James-like, Angelica walked up and started talking to the guy as I was talking to both of them. So I'm like, you know what? It's cool. I'll just go ahead and assist her, right, with that. But she ended up getting the guy's contact. I ended up getting the girl's contact. Right. Awesome. It's lit. Dope. Right. So now she's seeing how easy it was to start introducing. And it was super funny, too. The girl was like, as I'm talking to the girl, she's all like, I'm like, oh, what's your health goals, or what do you want your body to look like? She points at Angelica. She's all like, oh, I want to look like you. She, Angelica started doing her little, the girls do the little posing thing, like, girl, this right here. You feel me? Whatever, right? Awesome, cool. But it was just proof to say, yo, listen, we walking around with lose weight, ask me how buttons on. I love Herbalife buttons on. The girl was like, yo, you're my body goals. I want to look like you. The dude was like, yo, you got some nice arms. They look like you're fit under your jacket. Like, obviously, products are the product, right? So, one, get your results and make sure they match what you're talking about when you're going out into the streets. That's the biggest thing. Two, be confident in what you have to offer. right? Yes, Raina, I obviously you still might be on your fitness journey, but you're down 62 pounds. You can show somebody how to lose 10. You can show somebody how to lose 15. You can show somebody how to lose 20, right? You may not be necessarily at your perfect body goal, but don't discredit what you've done to help somebody else get to what they want to do. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I'm not an all the way bodybuilder, but bro, you want to gain 10 pounds? I didn't gain 40. I can help you gain 10. You see what I'm saying? I've done that before. I've actually surpassed that. So let me show you what I did. So don't feel like just because externally you don't match what your mind has a representation of, just know that the progress that you've made so far and know how much and know where you're going to go in turn of that. Yes, I'm down 62 pounds. This is just an example, right? I don't exactly know what she wants to do. But yes, I'm down 62 pounds. And yes, I'm going to get to that next 15 or whatever, right? Boom. So it's like, yes, I've done this. I know I'm getting to the next 15. But while I'm on my next 15, let me help you lose these first 5 on your way to that total of 20. Does that make sense? So boom, there's that. Second part about being face-to-face, second part about being branded. When you're out, always have your button on. I always say this. Me and Andrew and Marcus was actually out at the bar. What was that, Thursday? Something like that? Thursday, Andrew? Something like that, right? Whatever. We're at the bar. We're having a good time. We're chilling, you know what I'm saying, talking business, right? Me and Andrew are talking business, right? And I believe, I'm not sure if the gentleman walked up to me before Andrew was there or after, but long story short, oh, no, Andrew, he walked over while me and Andrew was talking. Because I'm branded, because we're having a good time, because we have such high energy, dude walks over, he's like, man, what's going on with y'all with these button mean, da-da-da-da-da, right? So he's like, man, I want to gain weight. I'm trying to get right for the summer, yada-da-da-da. He was all like, I'm telling him about Herbalife, yada, 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 right? Boom. He's like, do it really work, though? I'm like, okay, like that's my favorite part when people say, oh, do it really work? Because then it gives me the opportunity to show them my results, right? So he's like, oh, do it really work? Boom, I hit him up with my results, right? He's all like, that ain't you. I'm like, bruh, like, what do you mean? I'm standing here in front of you. So he's all like, what? So long story short, that dude actually just ordered a pack of Liftoff, right? Because he said he wants to sample the stuff or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, cool. This is the thing. Dude would have never ordered the Liftoff. Dude would have never known we did Herbalife unless we would have been branded, right? So the point being is, take your business everywhere you go with you, no matter what. Don't think that, oh, if I'm going to go outside, I'm not going to look cool. Man, forget that. You look hella cool with that button on. You look actually extravagant. And people are going to ask you about what's going on, because how many people, raise your hand, right, if this is true for you. How many people, or do you see many people outside wearing buttons? I don't see many people outside wearing buttons when I go out in the public. Not many, right? So when you have a button on, when you look the part, when you look amazing, when you have the energy that you're feeling good, when you give off the aura that you're feeling amazing, right? People go ask, yo, what's going on? Especially when your buttons say, lose weight, ask me how. Because more than likely, if you're at the bar or wherever you might be, right? If you're out in public or whatever, right? Whatever the case may be, and say you're having fun or whatever the case, right? More than likely, the people that go to the bar probably spend more time at the bar than they need to. So with you inserting yourself into that environment saying, hey, yes, look at me. Externally, I represent myself like this. Boom. Now I'm giving you access to ask me about what you already internally want to do, even though you haven't expressed it to anybody. It's on my chest. Yes, I'm going to ask you about losing weight because you look good in my scenario and I feel comfortable about it. Hey, how do you lose weight? Boom. Now you are in because you're in their environment and now they're asking about what you do. Does that make sense? Right? So you look cool by having the button on. So I'm not the only person that was doing face-to-face this week. LaKayla actually also did face-to-face today. So what? So, LaKayla, we would love to hear about your experience doing face-to-face today, earlier.
So the intention was to do face-to-face today, but what actually happened is we got to the mall and we sat for 3 hours with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Letty, but me and Takesha sat at the mall with Letty, and we actually just like she was doing more of the talking and explaining and like just basically dropping a lot of nuggets for us and different things. So we sat there for like 3 hours and didn't do any face-to-face today.
No face-to-face today, but got nuggets. Yes, I do know Letty. Letty's been around for just probably as long as I have. I've known Letty from back in the day, from, when we first started or whatever. So no face-to-face. Oh, okay, cool. So this is the thing. And I also stress this, and I'm not saying it's not important to get nuggets, because nuggets are very important, but it's also important to actually, and I know you guys know this, the action behind the nuggets. Because it's like you can have all the nuggets in the world, but it's like with no go, there is no movement, right? So now with those nuggets, you can go apply them for tomorrow when you do face-to-face, right? All right, perfect, cool. So it's the middle of March, right? It's the middle of March, and it's about to be the end of the first quarter of 2019, and it's going by fast. The end of the first quarter, we already had January spectacular. January kickoff, we already had January kickoff. So every quarter there's a major event, right? So the next quarter coming up at the end of March is the end of the third quarter. The start of the second quarter is the beginning of what? April, right? April? Yeah, April. Boom. That's the second quarter, right? LDW is also in the second quarter, right? So getting ready for LDW is going to be amazing, right? So you guys want to qualify for that? Do you guys know who knows how to qualify for LDW? It's on myherbalife.com. Or raise your hand if you don't know how to qualify for LDW. 1, 2. It's all right if you don't know how to qualify, or if you don't know the qualifications. It's all right. So now Essence, yes. Thank you. The how do you qualify for LDW, guys? Okay, this is how you qualify. Between today and the day LDW starts for your respective city, wherever you're at, is 1,000 volume points between today and the day LDW starts. So that's 1,000 volume points. So what does that look like? Okay, cool. That looks like 10 people getting on a program of a shake, a protein, a tea, and an aloe. Shake, protein, tea, aloe. If you can get 10 people to get those 4 products, that's about 1,000 volume points, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty actually positive that's 1,000 volume points. If you can get 10 people to get that. Now, what does that look like? If you're going to get 10 people to get that, how many people do you have to talk to get 10 people to buy, right? Now let's put that in perspective. 10 people to purchase from you means you probably have to talk to about 100 people. Just, right? It may be less than that, hopefully less, but let's just say 100 people, right? Okay, cool. If you're going to talk to 100 people between now and the day your LDW starts, and I believe the first weekend of LDW when it would start would be the first weekend of April, I believe. Let me just see. I believe so. Let's just say April 5th, depending on that, right? Today's March 17th. I believe that's enough time to talk to 100 people if you was hungry enough. If your desperation was at that level for when it was do or die for you, you could talk to 100 people, right? For San Francisco, yes, it's April 12th. For LA, I'm not sure when LA is. For Vegas, I'm not even sure if it's in Vegas, but whatever, right? For ISIS, I always forget where you're at, North Dakota or something like that. I don't know where you at. I forget where you at, but respective cities, you have to look at like, okay, I know I have about half the month of this month and at least minimally the first week of April to talk to 100 people. What would your game plan be if that was the case, right? To talk to 100 people. If it was do or die, if your life depended on it, how many people a day would you have to break that down to for you to reach your 100 before your goal, right? So you could at least talk to 100. So at least 1 out of every 10 said, yes, I'll get on this program. That's, you feel me? Like if you talk to 100 people, realistically, you should be able to get about 30, 35. Realistically, right? But we saying 10. So it's like, yo, you really got to be going up to bat and striking out for you to get 1 out of every 10. You see what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, even if that's the case, that's all right, because that's 10 new clients. That's 10 new people that you can show the opportunity to. Because out of every 10 clients, you can get at least 1 distributor. Somebody out of that 10 gonna get some stupid results. Somebody out of that 10 gonna feel amazing drinking the tea and the aloe. Somebody out of that 10 is gonna say, yo, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. And that person might be your 1 distributor. That 1 distributor might be that 1 active supervisor, and that 1 active supervisor might be your 1 tag team member, which could be your 1 diamond, right? It's going to take you to talk to that many people to get the 1. It's going to take 100 people for you to create the 1 that's going to ride with you, that's going to lock arms with you. So yeah, I kind of got off on that one, but yeah, essentially you're going to have to talk to 10 people to get the shake, tea, aloe, protein, for you to reach your 1,000 volume points so you can qualify for LDW coming up in April, right? Because LDW is one of my favorite events, and it's definitely better than STS, in my opinion, because it goes more, it's not so much based upon, the company's been around 38 years, the Formula One, it has 24 vitamins and minerals. It's not about that, right? It's more about leadership. That's what it's called, LDW, Leadership Development Weekend. So it's more about in-depth with your team, leadership, behind-the-scenes skills, things to boost your morale, things to boost your organization, things to boost your royalties, right? More exciting things for me personally and for people that want to learn how to make more money in the long run game, right? Not just, clients, because yes, we can get clients. Yes, we can learn how to do like this, right, all day and give out products, right? But it's deeper than just giving products to people. It's more about, how can I run this checkup? How can I run this longevity game, right? How can I make sure that this long money stays long and continuously grows, right? That's kind of what LDW is about, to learn how to build a business, right? Because this is the thing. We can either have a shake shop, not literally a shake shop, right? But you can have a shake shop just by selling products to people, or we can have a corporation with a business. Personally, me, I don't want to do a shake shop, right? I want to have a business. I want to have corporate checks. You see what I'm saying? I want to have enough people in the corporation, right? Rather than the mom and pop shops are awesome. Love them. They're needed. But I want to have the corporation. I want to run a monopoly, right? I want to be on the Forbes list, right? So therefore, in turn, I got to learn how to create more depth, more people. And in turn of that, after the second quarter, right, the beginning of the third quarter is extravaganza, right? Extravaganza is coming up in July. So you guys also need to be aware about that and what's going on. New Orleans is going to be amazing. And I'm saying between now, you can work a 90-day plan going into extravaganza, right? And this is the cool thing about it, right? So if you've been working a 90-day plan from January up until now, right, your results will show in the beginning part of the second quarter coming up. Boom. If you're going to work another 90-day plan from April to July, that's your second 90-day plan within your second quarter, because it's 4 quarters in the year, right? So now you work 2 90-day plans back to back. So now you work this 90-day plan in the second quarter going into extravaganza. Boom. Extravaganza is the first event after your second 90-day plan. That's an amazing event to have to start off your third 90-day plan, right? You work your third 90-day plan off the momentum off of extravaganza. Boom. Now in your fourth quarter, you have your second LDW. And now you work that going into 2020, and now you have a whole new ass business in January of 2020 from the past year of the work that you've been doing, right? So there's 3 90-day plans left in this year because there's 3 quarters left, right? How much effort are you going to be putting in each quarter? And you guys got to think about it like this. Yes, I'm going to be doing my part. Yes, I'm going to continue to sponsor people. Yes, I'm going to continue to add width to the organization. But this is the thing. As the success grows and we start to go into these cuts, right, you have to ask yourself, okay, cool. Am I a cheerleader or am I a player, right? Woo! This is a bar coming up right now. Okay, listen, cool. So this is the thing. You got to ask yourself, as we're going through these cuts, as success starts to happen, as we start to walk across stage, as we start to get these new pins, right? you as a distributor within this organization, what part are you playing in the success? Are you a cheerleader just saying, hey, yes, that's awesome. That's awesome for my uplines. That's awesome for my sidelines. And that's amazing for everybody. I'm glad that you guys are having success and you're cheerleading on from the side. Or are you in the game? Are you a player? Are you hitting that shot? Are you creating that assist? Are you setting that screen? Are you in the game making a difference? Are you getting your stats up so you can contribute to the overall team win? Are you a player or are you a cheerleader? That's the question you need to be asking yourself between now and the end of the year, because next year the work is going to show what we've been doing all 2019. Does that make sense? Right? So which one are you? And the thing is, you have the option to decide today, tonight. You have the option to decide, yo, I'm in cheerleading a little bit, and I want to be a little bit more of a player, right? I want to make a little bit more plays. So this is the thing. If you want to get into the game, you got to practice a little bit more. You have to put in a little bit more effort. You're gonna have to give a little bit more love to the game so you can actually get into the game. Because the grind is not gonna give you what you didn't give it. You can't cheat it. Mood, right? You're not gonna be able to get more from the grind than what you give it. You can't cheat it. It knows how much you put in. It knows how much you love it, and it knows the effort and the sweat that you gave. So if you didn't give it no effort and no sweat, best believe it's not gonna give you no results, no rewards. You're going to have to give up something to go up in something. That's just the reality of life, right? And how you're going to play it. So the thing about it is, okay, listen, I'm going to give you a little bit more time. And this is, of course, the game is the Herbalife business, right? So you're going to have to give the game a little bit more time, a little bit more effort. You're going to have to study the game a little bit more. You know how they talk about watching film, right? That's the personal development, getting a little bit better, showing up to practice. So the practice is like the events, right? Showing up to practice, running the plays, learning the plays in practice. So when it's game time, when you're out in the marketplace, you can execute accordingly so you can get those buckets, those scores, those goals, those touchdowns, whatever sport relates to you, right? However this is going to make sense to you, you got to execute in practice so you can go execute in the game. How many of you guys have heard how you practice is how you play? How you do anything is how you do everything, right? So if that's the case, how are we showing up? First, when it doesn't, everything matters, but how are you showing up in practice? So when the lights is on, when the cameras is watching, when the fans got their eyes on you, you can perform then. Because the championship is when you're walking across stage and they pinning you with your new pin saying, oh, new global expansion team member, new millionaire team member, new president's team member, new world team member, new active world team member. New 3-stone pin, new 5-stone pin, new 7-stone pin, new 10-stone pin, new million lifetime achievement award, volume point lifetime achievement award, right? Things like that. Your Mark Hughes bonus awards, right? Your humanitarian award. These are the things that you can qualify for that's available to everyone. But the thing is, they only come to those who become GOATs. Are you willing to become a GOAT? If so, you got to give love to the game, period. That's what it comes down to. Does that make sense, right? And so because of that, right, yes, it's going to take you to get more clients. Yes, it's going to take you to get more distributors, right? But you have to have the notion of why. Not just saying, oh, yeah, go get a new distributor just because Jerry's saying so, or no, get more clients because Jerry's saying so. Like, why am I getting new clients? Because I know what I can do for them. I know that I can make them feel better. I know that I can give this feeling, right? I had a person, dude, let me tell you guys, right? I had a guy the other day who said he was down 15 pounds on the products, right? And I said, okay, cool. Send me your new updated photos. Send me your front, side, and back photos, right? Dude took a photo of his back and he texted me. He was like, dude, I didn't even know my back looked like this. And my thing is this, and this is just the reality of it. That kind of blew my mind because it's like he's not even aware of what he looks like when he's walking away to people. He's not even aware of what's on his back because he don't take photos. Because one, he wasn't necessarily confident enough to start taking photos. But two, is that he didn't even have the notion to want to. Right? So now because we're giving him the opportunity to become better, to become healthier, to drop that weight, to feel more confident, to become a better version of himself, now he's starting to take photos. He's like, yo, I didn't even know I had that muscle back there. That's why we got to continue to talk to people about the products, right? We're saving people's lives on the low term, on the results side and the financial side. Like, yo, I needed that 300 last month. Or check it out. If you made $1, any income you made with Herbalife last month, did you need it? Let me tell you, when that check dropped the other day, listen, I needed every penny. I needed every penny of that check that dropped. So my thing is this: you got to be able to realize that yes, you're going to get clients because why? The why to get clients is yes, I want to build my life. Yes, I want to bring my parents here with me. Yes, I want to bring my kids here with me. Yes, I want to bring my community here with me. Do this for my community. Travel here in this place. Yes, for my why. But the why to get clients is yes, I want to help this person become healthier. Yes, I want to save this person's life. Yes, I want to help this person feel more confident. And then on the side of results, yes, I want to change this person's income. Yes, I want to save this person's household. Yes, I want to save this person's marriage. Yes, I want to get them out of debt. Yes, I want to help them pay off their student loans, right? Yes, I want to give them the opportunity to live their life that they deserve. Those are the reasons why you go do this so furiously and so immensely and so intensely, if that makes sense, right? And then when you operate like that, then everything starts to come full circle when you start to get way more clients, way more team members, way more higher organizational volume, way more higher royalties, way higher lifestyle. When you operate with such intensity about the business, if that makes sense. And yeah, it at the end of the day, it takes you to be the no matter what. It takes you to be the person that says, hey, no matter what, I'm going to be this person, because this is the perfect example, right? I've known Essence for, like she said, 6 years, right? And I'll never forget, I actually met her through one of my homies I used to play college basketball with, right? So I met her, right? And if I would have only been in the mood for money, right, for her to buy products, because at this point it's kind of like, okay, yes, I make money with Herbalife. She knows that she's watched me do everything, right? If I was only in it for the money, it has to be something deeper than me only being in it for the money, because I've been doing it for so long for me to want her to do this. You see what I'm saying? It can't be only about her buying products because I want that X amount of dollars that come with her buying products, right? Or whatever, right? It has to be more than that because I've been doing it for so long, and so passionately, right? And it's not just the transaction. It's about the relationships you build with people. So my thing is, for her to come around 6 years later, for her to be like, yo, I'm ready to do this business. Yo, I see you. I'm ready. I want to help people. I want to help women. I want to inspire people, right? There has to be some connection from you being that person that says, no matter what this business is, I'm in this for a purpose. I believe in it, and I'm going to stay around, right? Because the thing about this, I always say this. If I would have quit Herbalife a month ago, yesterday, 2 days ago, right, there's no way Essence would have hit me up and been like, yo, I'm ready to get cracking. No way, because it would have been like, it must have not been worth it, right? It must have not been as good as he said it must have been, right? Oh, the shit that he must have did must have been fixed, right? So the thing about it is, you have to stay connected to the goal. You have to stay connected to the people that you meet. Like, I'm not saying like me and her didn't talk every day. When I say connected to the people, I'm not saying like, oh, you got to talk to them every day, but you got to stay connected. Like, keep the relationship strong, keep the relationship intact, because you never know when people might say, yo, I'm ready, right? 6 years for her to now say I'm ready, there has to have been something there, right? So like I'm saying, for you, be that no matter what person in your community, be that no matter what person on your social media family, right? Be that no matter what person in just life. And then as you start to progress, people will come around, they either watch or they come around, whatever the case may be. Some will, some won't. Who cares? That's the philosophy I like to live by. And at the end of the day, you guys, it's just going to take for us to work harder. It's going to take for us to work intensely, and for us to put our head down and say, you know what? Forget the excuses. Forget everything that's happening in my life. Not forget, but you know what I'm saying? Everything that's a distraction, put it to the side, put my head down, and let's get it cracking. Let's get busy. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to change your life. It's up to you to build your organization. It's up to you to create the width that creates the depth that will then create the safety, the financial wall, the time freedom for your life and everybody around you, right? You must be the example by living through it long enough and strong enough, if that makes sense. But other than that, though, all questions are good questions. Run them if you guys have any. If not, it's been an amazing hour with you guys. You know what I'm saying? We got about, let me see real quick. 2 weeks left in the month. If somebody wants to chime in on that. It's the second week. We're starting the second week of our challenge. Yes, we have a little bit less than 2 weeks in the month. Oh, no, we got 2 weeks. A little bit over 2 weeks. We have a little bit over 2 weeks left in the month. It's the second week of our challenge. So if you haven't been super involved in the challenge, it's time to go ahead and get super involved. I believe this month or this week is about fitness. So for all you fitness heads out there, Andrew, Takesha, Bridget, when she watches the call, Essence, right? Go ahead and start posting in the chat about fitness. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? Inspire our clients that way for the people that are, you know, heavily into fitness as well. And let's start getting that volume higher so we can qualify for LDW so we can all get there, figure out which LDW you're going to. And then for those who still have March STS, I believe Hensley has March STS still in Phoenix. I believe it's on the whatever this weekend coming up, whatever that equals out to. Things like that, right? So, again, call me if you need me. It doesn't matter if I'm your sponsor or not. If you need me, call me. Andrew calls me all the time, or he texts me all the time about stuff. Raina is also not, I'm not her sponsor. She always hits me up as well. It's all the way good. So, yeah, if you need me, call me or call your sponsor. Other than that, let's get it cracking. And I will see you guys. The call will be posted in the chat in a little bit. It's been awesome. Let's get to it.